What if the glaring silence from Golden State's front office this offseason is the most deafening message, yet one that echoes louder than any splash from the Curry-Thompson backcourt and signals a crossroads that could redefine Dub Nations? Destiny? Welcome back to Warriors News Fan Report, where raw truths collide with splash-era passion. Smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so your heart never misses a beat. The 2024-25 season was a grit-fueled grind for the Warriors. They slogged to a 48-34 record that forced them into the play-in tournament, a stark reminder of a franchise no longer comfortably perched atop the Western Conference. They fought hard beating the Rockets in a grueling 7-game first round series, but ultimately succumbed in 5 games to a Minnesota Timberwolves squad hungry to crush the last remnants of Golden State's dynastic flame. Now, fast forward to this offseason, and the Warriors, the very embodiment of splash and swagger during their peak, are the odd ones out, the quietest, the lone silent island in a sea of NBA teams clamoring to upgrade, re-sign, or reinvent. ESPN's Shams Charania, the oracle of basketball whispers, told us that every other club had moved aggressively signing free agents or locking down their own talent, but Golden State. Not a single official addition or re-signing so far. What's going on behind the scenes at Chase Center? Why is Bob Myers and crew playing the most conservative game in the league? After all, they lost Kevin Looney, a veteran big who anchored their front court defense and provided the steady grit every title team needs to the New Orleans Pelicans. That alone should be cause for alarm, right? The Warriors' front court depth is now paper thin, an Achilles heel glaringly exposed. Yet the team has not made a move, no big splash, no veteran presence acquired to soften the blow of Looney's departure. Rumors swirl, though. Shams and other insiders have linked the seasoned free agent Al Horford to Golden State, a 39-year-old Warrior with championship pedigree who could bring the toughness and savvy the Dubs desperately need. But Horford remains in no rush to sign, dragging the suspense out like a slow-burning thriller, while Warriors fans are left staring at an off-season that feels eerily silent. Meanwhile, the spotlight shifts to Jonathan Kuminga, explosive talent whose contract saga threatens to outlast the tip-off of next season. NBA insider Brett Sigel warns that negotiations could drag well into August, leaving a cloud of uncertainty. Kuminga's 22 years carry untapped potential. When given the green light and consistent minutes, he's been a match changer for Golden State. Can the Dubs secure his future before it's too late? Or will the drama surrounding his deal fracture what little momentum remains? Despite the tension, there's a calm voice from within. Rookie Brandon Podziemski responded to fans' jitters with a cool confidence, rhetorically asking, "Why is everyone worried about us?" Podziemski sees promise in the potential of a full season alongside Jimmy Butler, a fresh dynamic that could catapult Golden State back into the Western Conference's top 4. Could this bold optimism be a seed of something spectacular bubbling under the radar? A strategic play hiding behind the silence? Or is it merely hopeful bravado masking a front office that's perhaps burned out or outmaneuvered by cap constraints and complex market forces? Consider also the ripple effects of Draymond Green's looming free agency. At 35, the heart and brain of the Splash Brothers era faces a crossroads of his own return for another role in the Bay or seek a new chapter elsewhere. His emotional leadership in the locker room has been priceless, but his contract demands could force a painful choice for the franchise's architects. And what about Klay Thompson? After 2 seasons hampered by injuries, whispers suggest he might explore sign-and-trade possibilities if Golden State can't guarantee him a key role. If the Splash Brothers split, is the dynasty's core quietly evaporating under cover of this off-season hush? Look beyond the Bay. The Lakers have already landed 2 rotation-level wings. The Suns locked in DeAndre Ayton's extension. And the Nuggets reshuffled their bench with a flurry of veteran pickups. Even the upstart Pelicans and Kings look poised to pounce with younger, cheaper talent. Meanwhile, Golden State sits idle, Cap space unspent and draft pick flexibility untapped. A gamble that could either pay off as a sudden, mid-season offensive splurge or blow up in the franchise's face as missed opportunity. And let's not forget the draft. With only one first-rounder this year, the Warriors squandered the chance to recruit a high-upside big man or sharpshooter, a move that rivals like Utah and Phoenix exploited to shore up weakness. Is this a calculated message? We believe in our core, no matter the noise, or the sign of a front office losing its edge. Imagine Steve Kerr pacing quietly in the empty Chase Center corridors, reviewing game tapes while the rest of the league broadcasts splashy free agency highlight reels. Could his veteran coaching staff be quietly orchestrating a mid-season revival, so spectacular that it makes this entire silence look like genius restraint? Or is this calm before an irrevocable fall from grace, a dynasty severed by its own refusal to adapt? Every post-pounding rumor, every covert negotiation, every deliberate delay is magnified against the deafening backdrop of inaction. As a lifelong Dub Nation believer, my pulse is racing just writing this. The stakes have never felt higher, the uncertainty more palpable. But the question burns in every fan's heart. Will the silence break with a bang, unleashing a new wave of glory, or will it echo into a season of missed chances and dashed hopes? Drop your unfiltered takes in the comments. I'll be right there, heart in hand. If you felt your chest tighten, just thinking about what's really brewing behind those closed Chase Center doors, type fire below, because this isn't just an off-season lull. It's a ticking time bomb in Dub Nation's heart. There's no gentle rebuild here. The silence from Bob Myers and the front office feels like the coldest sneak attack in Splash-era history. From 5 straight finals appearances, hoisting 3 shiny Larry O'Brien trophies, to the strangling quiet, it's like watching a roller coaster roll backwards, inch by painful inch. You see, the Warriors aren't your average team caught in cap hell or a rough patch. They are the blueprint for modern NBA greatness, and yet something feels so out of sync. What if this isn't just about running it back with Steph and Clay? What if it's about a seismic identity crisis that even the triplets can't fix alone? Imagine Draymond Green, the fiery brain of Golden State's juggernaut, pacing those practice courts, feeling the weight of leadership like never before. Can he rally a locker room that's a cocktail of lingering champions and uncertain role players? The man who once defined grit and vocal grit might now be fighting the creeping doubts that his team's spine is thinning too fast. And speaking of spines, that front court blow Kevin Looney walking out the door was more than just losing a body. It was the quiet end of an era with one of the most underrated Warriors in NBA lore. Looney's plucky defense, his relentless screens, and blue-collar scrappiness were the glue holding the Warriors' offense together from the inside out. And now, the vacuum is glaring, holder of a thin front court that hasn't been patched. With equal ferocity, it's like watching a championship ship with peeling hull plates sailing into shark-infested waters. No veteran sign, no splashy blockbuster moves. Just rumors swirling like a ghost story. Al Horford, the ageless wonder, still toying with fate, neither here nor gone, dangling like a mirage in the desert of Golden State summer. It's maddening. Meanwhile, the whispers about Kuminga's contract drama loom like a dark cloud. This kid raw, explosive, a glimpse of the future with sky-high potential, is the kind of talent you build legends on. But instead, his extension talks have dragged through July and threatened to bleed into the season start. Imagine the tension behind closed doors, coaches stressing over rotations, engineers calculating futures like high-stakes poker, and a kid on the edge, wondering if his own house believes in him enough to lock him in long-term. The war for Kuminga's commitment is a metaphor for the Warriors themselves. Are they still the fearless dynasty willing to bet big on young stars? Or are they turning cautious, content with past glories as a crutch? Then there's rookie Brandon Podziemski, cool as ice in the chaos, throwing shade at the doubts with that trademark rookie molasses. Why everyone worried about us? He's the wild card, the sleeper, the jabbering insect buzzing beneath, the radar that could sting the Western Conference if given the chance. Could this be our future? Can Pods' fearless swagger ignite the locker room and inject that fiery new blood Dub Nation desperately craves? Or is it just youthful bravado? Before the steep mountain of reality, the bigger picture beyond name recognition or contract squabbles is the soul of this team, the chemistry, the hunger, the fire that once made Golden State untouchable. Steph Curry, the three-point maestro, the living embodiment of splash, is now not just a franchise icon, but a man burdened with a legacy he can't fall short of. From that ankle injury that felt like a possible end to a new era, to the surgical precision with which he reclaims his throne, Curry's journey off ball and on has become a litmus test of this team's next chapter. Can he mesh with a shifting roster of moving parts, new, old, uncertain, and still find that royal rhythm? And Klay Thompson, the silent sniper whose shotgun precision once deterred entire defenses, he's had his battles too. Those injuries, the missing seasons, the long road back ramped up expectations in overdrive. But can the Splash Brothers rekindle that sacred chemistry in a season where every possession feels like a test of survival? Meanwhile, Andrew Wiggins, the oft-criticized, sometimes electrifying wing player, is in a crucible. Will his defense rebound to that lockdown status that made him instrumental in past title runs? Or is he fighting a losing battle with the ghost of inconsistency that's haunted his tenure? Then there's the coaching chess game. Steve Kerr, three-time champ, master tactician, has seen it all, but now he's staring down a roster lifeless in transactions, but alive in suspicion. Is Kerr just playing a masterclass in patience, forcing the franchise's hand on its own timeline? Or is this a sign that the strategic well has run dry, leaving battles fought with old blueprints in a league that demands evolution every offseason? Because across the NBA, the landscape has shifted. You've got scrappy underdogs like the Timberwolves, uprooting established giants, masterminds like Yerger and Bickerstaff, tampering with chemistry in ways Golden State hasn't yet dared to try. The Warriors' rivals play chess while the Dubs are still staring at the board, frozen. And what about the salary cap labyrinth that traps the front office? You can bet Myers isn't ignoring the numbers, but this hawkish silence has fans questioning, what's the longer game here? Is the front office quietly stockpiling assets, waiting for that perfect opportunity to flip the market on its head? Or have some of those smart moves gone cold, leaving us stalled in a transitional limbo? The stakes couldn't be higher. A franchise that handed us back-to-back-to-back championships now risks being a spectator to its own downfall if it doesn't break this icy calm soon. The ripple effect? Everything from locker room morale to fan sentiment. We've seen the crowd grow restless at Chase Center, where roaring chants have edged toward whispers, where the old We Believe banners feel heavier, laden with memories threatening to overshadow the present, when the loudest noise in the building is an empty training facility. You know the beating heart of a team is strained. So, what's next? Will this season be the Phoenix moment, the one where from silence, strategy explodes into a renewal as sudden and fierce as a Curry deep triple, with 3 seconds on the clock? Or will it be the slow erasure of a dynasty that once defined a generation, fading into highlight reels and echoes? As someone who bled blue and gold through every heartbreaking parade, who remembers the flick of Steph's wrist from the logo, the uproar when Looney snatched yet another rebound, and the chorus when Draymond roared to ignite the defense, I can feel it right in my bones. Something seismic is coming. It's just a matter of when, not if. So now, this is your moment. Drop your hottest, rawest take in the comments. Tell me where you think this ship is heading. Are you still riding with the Splash Brothers' fury or bracing for a rebuild tsunami? Is Bob Myers a silent genius plotting a coup, or just a man out of moves? No filter, no fear. I'm here, ready to throw down with every single one of you. Make your voice a rally cry, and let's burn this silence down together.